Hi, this is my solution to Paul McWhorter's Raspberry Pi lesson number 52, which is when we're playing around with trackbars and things like that. I'm afraid the lighting's terrible here, but hopefully you'll be able to see what it's going on. Now, my first program is my take on Paul's solution. I've just done all the methods and everything the same way that he has. So you start off and you have the functions to track X, track Y, track W, etc. And you come down, there's the camera, I'm doing frames per second, and there I'm creating my track bars on a separate window like he did, and that's about it. So I'll just run this program, see what happens. Yep, there's a little orange TED, and it says there that's the position of the box and its parameters, and you see down here there's another window, my track bars, which I'll put over here, and the region of interest window that I'll put over here. Right, if I increase X, it moves. If I increase Y, it moves. I can increase the width of the box, increase that, and there you can see the region of interest window is there. All very simple. Q to get out. Now if we look at the program, get up there, I really don't like having to have all those functions up there. It seems a bit lame to me, so I wondered if there was another way to do it. So I found another way of doing it. I'm not saying it's any better, it might even be worse, but I feel I have more control as to what's happening. So here is my version of the program, and up here I've replaced all the functions with just a dummy function, as you can see, and come down here and you look at the create track bars, and they all call the dummy function. So when I come into the main while loop, you put the camera capture into the frame, and then I'm just manually getting the X position, the Y position, and the box dimensions, and everything else is the same. So if we run it and get my track bars, move it to the left, right, move it down, increase the size, increase that size. Everything's working exactly the same way. So get out of there. Now for the actual homework solution, I was aiming to put the track bars on the actual window. I thought that would be better, and then I wanted to click on each TED, there are 5 of them, and get the colour for them, and I could use that as a basis for the hue and saturation and colour for each track bar. And then I was also going to still have the region of interest on the screen, and I could control that with track bars. So perhaps it's easier if I just run the program and show what happens. Right, so for each TED, put it in camera view and left mouse click. Right, that's orange TED. Green TED. purple Ted. Pink Ted. And blue Ted. Now we're in the program proper, and it initially shows the track bars to control the position and the dimensions of the box. So, and please note it's actually on the bottom of the screen, so you can move it as you could before, move it up and down, make it bigger, make it like that. But there is no region of interest box showing over here, and that is because I only show another window when I've got masks in place. So from here I can press from 0 to 4 to choose the TED. So if I choose 0, you can see that the track bars at the bottom have changed. There's TED 0, hue high, sat low, sat high, val low, val low. And the values on the hues are the ones that I actually got when I was clicking on that TED. I'm not sure which TED I started with actually. Now from here I have got the choice of applying a mask or taking the mask off, or going back to the default values, because I will try putting a mask on. Right, that isn't showing anything, and the reason is because I didn't start off with little blue TED. I can't remember who I did start. Did I start off with green? No. Orange? Maybe, or was it pink? No, I think it was orange TED. Right, so here you can play around with the colours and see whether you can get it better. My lighting, as I said, is really bad, so you can't really tell. No, can't really see. But if you mess it up completely, no little orange TED there at all, you can't see the mask. You can press D to go back to the default values, which I got by clicking on the TED. And then from here you can either go back by pressing R, and that means you've changed to the X position, Y position, box width and box height, so you can change that around if you want, like that. Or you can go to the next TED. That's TED 1. Oh, I don't know whether that's orange or pink. TED number 2. TED number 2. Right, TED number 2. None of them are doing very well here. It's because, silly me, you select TED and then you have to put the mask on like that, or take the mask off with U. So what we would do is we would put all the TEDs in the frame, I can't actually see little purple TED. There's something else for him to sit on. There, if I move the camera around, we can just about see. Oh, sorry, pink TED. Sorry, pink TED. There. So we have got all the TEDs in the frame. So we'll start again. We will go 0, and we'll take the mask off. we will go 1 and take the mask off, 2, take the mask off, 3, take the mask off, and 4, take the mask off. Right, that's all the masks off. That's worked well. Right, so we will go to TED number 4. I have no idea which TED that is. So we will put the mask on, and that's little blue TED. Take it off, put it on. It's all working well. Now, if we mess up the slider, I'll put it right over here. If we mess up everything a bit, the mask isn't showing him right, and I think, oh no, what do I do? So if I press D to go to default, there, he's back again. Right, so we now go press 3 for I don't know which TED it is, put the mask on. Yep, that's pink TED. 2, put the mask on. Purple TED. 1, put the mask on. That's orange TED, but it doesn't show up very well. And I can't, was it naught I haven't done? Naught, mask on, must be 4, mask on. Right, then we go R, and we set. No, I want it up in that corner. Come on. There. Now we want to set that bigger. Set that much bigger. And then get the TEDs and there. It's very bad because of my program, because of the lighting. Right, we'll now look at the program and we'll go to the top. Now, first of all, this click event is left click for when you're choosing the TED colours, and it's setting up the bounds for each colour and the for each TED, and the default bounds for when I completely mess everything up. Setting up the camera, and then that's when you're actually capturing all the colours for the TEDs. Then when you first go into the loop, you want to display the track bar for the region of interest, which is why I've set track bar type equals R. And then if it wasn't previously displaying the region of interest track bar, it has to destroy the window and set it up again. And the reason for this is you cannot get rid of track bars. The only way I found of getting rid of track bars is to destroy the window and do it again. So it says, nope, it was something else before, and you set up all the track bars, and then you set the X and Y positions and the box and width and height. Then the next bit is when we're on TEDs, but we won't worry about that yet. So we go down here and we set up the region of interest window, and then we put the rectangle on the screen and show the camera, and then we set up this HSV version of the region of interest window, and then we check to see whether any masks are to be added, and to begin with there aren't, and add the masks, and if there are no masks you destroy the TED window. Right, when you press Q you just quit the program. If you press R to do the region of interest or any of the TED numbers, you just change trackbar type and go back up to the top of the program, which is all very fine and dandy. Then this is where if you're on a TED window, you've pressed 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, you can then choose to enable the mask or disable the mask with U, or return all the values to default, which is all very easy. So now you've pressed R and you've set up your region of interest window, and now you can choose the number of a TED. So it says if track type equals R, no, you're going down to this else. Here you know that the track bar type has to be 0 to 4. So then you set up your you destroy your window and you set up the track bars for the specific TED. You create the track bars, and then you get the bounds from the position of the track bar, and you can see what it says here. When you press 0, it says TED 0 hue, and then if you press 1, it says TED 1 hue. The reason why the screen does that ugly off and on is because I'm destroying the window and putting it back on, but I didn't know how else to do it, and that's about all there is to it. So if you have got the masks, it will show that window. If you have no masks put in place, it won't show the window, that TED window at all. So if we go on to this, we go 0, unmask, 1, unmask, 2, unmask, 3, unmask, 4, unmask, and the window disappears. There. This is just to show that you can change, you can put the track bars on the actual window, you can change the track bars, and if you have good lighting it could look jolly good, but mine doesn't.